MSTR has made an explosive movement out to that $421 level, looking like we're headed for that $430 level at the top of this formation. We've seen two green wide bars in a row, guys, showing that buyers have stepped in here. And the question is, are we headed to that 430 and over that level, or are sellers going to step in here, guys, and attempt to push us further down? Now, starting this analysis on the weekly time frame, guys, we see right away in the past 3 weeks we have green candles, seeing that consolidation range for some time, few weekly candles, and you see 1, 2, 3 green candles getting close to the top of this pullback start here, guys. After we had that overextended run up, top off at 425, and we see that price tries to get back to that level, 1, 2 more times, we get shut down, enter this mini pullback, but then we see buyers and sellers battle it out. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly candles right here, guys, holding around this range, and we see buyers step in after that green candle here. We see a nice green candle trending upwards, and we see another green candle closing at that 421.74, really showing that buyers are stepping in here, guys. And guys, when we hit that 543 level, we got in this long-term bull flag. We broke out nicely, seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row. That's where you hit that $425 level. Saw a small retracement, held higher, showing that buyers are in that ultimate control. After a run up like this, it's very common to see, sellers step in and get, more of a retracement, guys. Typically after a big overextended run up, you would see sellers step in, push around half of this range. Doesn't happen. We hold higher, guys. We make this rounded formation on the weekly, and we're trending up, looking like we're coming back to attack that $430 level, guys. So looking good on the weekly. No need to overanalyze. We got that big move to 543, quickly got shut down, got in this descending bull flag, broke out nicely. Very, very small pullback given that overall move. And now we're trending higher, guys, looking to break through that 425, which would be pretty much cleared to that $500 psychological level. If buyers can really step in, volume starts to flush in, and we get that added buying pressure. Definitely looking good for that $500 level, guys. Not a lot of data points past this bull flag range. Now, I'll take you guys to the daily time frame. Before any of this price action happened, we see that, stock really isn't doing too much, pretty stagnant. We get this nice movement, peaking over, hitting around that $200 psychological level. We get this consolidation range for some time, and we see a nice movement up, just like a mountain, guys. We're chopping around, boom, 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 boom. And we see a nice movement up. And we ultimately get that move all the way to that 543 marker. And from there, that's where we get pushed down. We get in a choppy consolidation. Volatile, right, guys? Volatile. A lot of battle, right? Sellers push it all the way to the bottom of this range. Buyers push it all the way up. A little bit of chop around hitting that ceiling of, 344. But we see that leg down again. Sellers push it to the bottom of this descending support, get that leg up, push it right back down, get another leg up, boom, we find that resistance, and we hold higher, right? We don't hit this descending support here again, we hold higher, we find support at that $232 level, get that bounce there, and that's what led to this overextended run-up, guys. So after that overextended run-up, like we were examining, we hit that $425 level, getting this descending type of pattern, right? We get a little channel right here. We break out of that. We see a little bit of back and forth, right? We're kind of chopping between that 391 and that 369 roughly. Take the drawings off for a second, guys. You see buyers push it up above this overall kind of chop range. Sellers step right back in. Very nice, solid red bar. But the day after, buyers step right back in, guys, putting us up. And buyers really try to push us above even this last candle here. Sellers step in again, but they can't push us further down, right? We see that volatility, but then we see price kind of tighten up here, and buyers are holding a bit higher. And after getting pretty tight on these two red candles, we see an explosive move up, followed by another nice green bar, guys. As today we've closed at 421.74. Looking like we're trending up to the top of this consolidation range, that point being that $430 level, with that 425 really being that major resistance, right? We tap that 430, can't really hold that, and we have that major resistance at that 425. So guys, if buyers could really get out of this nicely, break out of this, volume could start flushing in, as volume's been pretty stagnant, right? Not anything very notable right now. If volume could start to flush in, aiding the buyers move up, definitely see a nice movement up, as not a lot will be holding us back, guys. This is a exit type of zone. We don't see any chop right here. So if we did chop between that 425 to 500, that would be new price action. And Bitcoin has had a 4% day today, and as you guys know, Bitcoin and MSTR often move together. That's another thing really aiding the stock's potential to the upside, and potential at a very drastic big move, guys. So is it likely we get some chop? Of course, right? Between that 425 and that psychological 400, we have seen some chop. Nothing too notable there, but more recently, That's where we kind of pulled back, right? We hit that 425, couldn't really hold. So we chop around between those two zones, and then we flush. And then you see consolidation right here, and then we get that leg back up. So chop right here, sure. You can definitely see a little bit of chop right here after that big move, right? Maybe sellers try to step back in, but they can't push it down further. Once again, a smaller pullback still would be in an ascending type of formation. Chop a bit, retest, and then get that leg up. And as long as volume's there, guys, I mean, we could definitely be seeing a big move, volatile, aggressive move through that zone, trying to hit that $500 level, as we've seen in the past. MSTR isn't really a stranger to these big volatile swings. It might take some time, but as long as Bitcoin's going, guys, and we see buyers step in like they did the last 2 days here, it's definitely not out of the question. Watch for that break of 425. As a bear, you want to see a rejection. Once it gets to that level, chop around a bit, and you want to see, breaking through these support zones, getting to this formation here, right? Chop back in there between that 391 and that 369, and then further move it below these support zones. But for the buyers, guys, looking pretty good here. Definitely bullish on MSTR here. Now, on the hourly chart, guys, we see how price really just breaks out of this resistance zone. We have a bit of resistance after that pullback, right? Tapping the top of that range for a bit. And we see how responsive MSTR can be to these certain support zones and resistance zones, right? We tap that, boom, 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 cannot get it. But we bounce right off that $358 support, almost double bottoming here. And after we do that, we see that beautiful leg up all the way past that $400 psychological level. And then sellers see that as a point to push it down. So we push it down, but we don't get back to that, support right here, as we've double bottomed here and here. So instead of that, guys, we hold higher. We don't even get down to fully that 369 support. Get that leg up higher than we did last time. So let's try to push it down, smaller push down, guys. So that's what we're getting here. We're kind of getting a move up, smaller move down, move up, smaller move down. Once again, move up. So it's very likely that, we hit that 425 and we see a smaller move down once again, either bouncing off that 400 or holding a bit higher, and then a retest of that zone and breaking through it, where we pretty much would be cleared, guys, to that $500 level. Not a lot of data points to go off of past that 425 if we break out very cleanly. So we would be breaking an overextended run up top, as we were covering on the daily chart, guys. This is the start of that overextended run up. After we broke out of that long-term bull flag, we get that overextended run up, and that is the ceiling. So very major point to get out of. We will be breaking long-term price action, and we definitely would be looking good. So for the sellers, guys, you got to step in sooner than later. Want to see a rejection of that 425. And when buyers try to step back up, guys, you want to reject again, double topping, and then seeing a further move down, but looking very good for the buyers here. Now, analyzing Bitcoin, because we analyze Bitcoin, if you're trading MSTR, they often move together. Look at that beautiful price action, guys. We've reached all-time highs, just like we talked about in the last video, right? We said that since we really breezed past that 106,000 zone, which was such a stubborn level to, get past, we breezed past like nothing. We noted in our last video that there's a strong possibility of all-time highs, and you see, guys, we chop around on top of this 106 for a bit, and then you see that beautiful leg up. 1-2 days of incredible price action, blowing past these past all-time highs, and we're trending at that $116,000 level currently, with the high of 117,000. So as long as Bitcoin can keep pushing here for a bit, guys, we're looking very good for MSTR and Bitcoin. Quickly, I'll cover that 106,000 stubborn level. Aided this descending bull flag-like formation, right? We tap 1-2, get pushed down, tap many times trying to break through there, and that aids that long-term formation. Descending, clean breakout, overextended run-up, and you see once again, guys, trying to get past that 106,000. We do for a bit, get back under it. All these touch points where we can't break that level, break it for about 3 days, get pushed back under. You just see how stubborn of a resistance that is. So the fact that we pointed out last video, the fact that 1, 2, 3 candles right above it, nothing holding us up, beautiful sign. And what we said came true, guys. The all-time highs have been hit. Bitcoin looking amazing, and this will only help MSTR. Keep your eyes on Bitcoin. All right, guys, now that will do it for the MSTR analysis. Keep your eyes on that break of 425, and then really getting past that level and trying to reach that $500 psychological level. I mean, we're looking great here, guys. If the sellers step in, it's going to have to be sooner than later, as we'll tap that 425. it's expected we could get a smaller pullback, especially if the volume isn't fully in play at that time. But either testing it, guys, coming up or on the second retest, I think we definitely will be getting that leg up here. As a seller, keep your eye on that rejection or double rejection and further move down. We are very bullish on MSTR, looking great. Bitcoin has done what we thought it would, and that is only going to help this stock. Although we are in blue sky territory on Bitcoin, right? We are at all-time highs. So if we do see a little bit of a pullback there, could affect MSTR for a day, right? If Bitcoin's pulling back drastically, but really nice price action on Bitcoin and MSTR. So let me know your price predictions in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed and want to see more MSTR content, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll continue to cover MSTR as well as other major tickers. Trade smart, and I'll see you all in the next one.